Hello everybody and welcome to the Rurouni Kenshin Feature Festival number 2 on Jumputi Heroes. If you watched the predictions video and you have any idea of what I'm about to talk about in this video with the news post, you will know pretty much everything I said was wrong. Not you know, some of the characters, like we did get Enishi. I mean, he's the main antagonist, so that was a given, but get Enishi, we did get a limited Kenshin, like, you know, technically I got some things right, but they surprised me in a few little places here, and there is definitely some odd things about this event. Not to say that they're all bad, not to say they're all bad at all, but odd, definitely odd. So to get things started, we have the movie release celebration bonus. You'll be able to get some of these rewards still by the time this video goes up, but pretty much all of them will be over by the time the video is up. I think the only thing left will be, like, if you happen to log in before login time after you see this video. But if you've been logging in every day recently, you'll have all these bonuses anyway, so it doesn't matter. And the choice ticket thing gives you a choice between these three characters, version 1 Aoshi and Kenshin, who are obviously from pretty much the launch of the game, and then Sanosuke, who came a little bit later. Out of these three, I would personally pick Sanosuke, but you might need one of these to complete your collection, you never know. The login bonus gives you romance story gacha tickets, which are just the standard gacha ticket for this event. I like tickets like this though. It's similar to the Yu-Gi-Oh one. This is going to give you an opportunity to level up the luck of the 3-star gacha units, just like with Joey or Jonouchi in the Yu-Gi-Oh event. You've got lots of copies of him because typically these tickets give you way more of the 3-star 4-stars than they do of the 5-stars. And yeah, it's an opportunity, if you haven't max luck them, to get them to max luck, because they are also bringing back the Evolver stages for Kaoru and for Yahiko. So an opportunity to actually evolve them all the way up, max luck them if you haven't. And unlike some of the other events that have come back recently, like I think the Joey event was a little bit awkward, the Piccolo event was a little bit awkward, because they're never for the like full length for the event, and they're like a weird daily stage. This event has come back properly, and we'll talk about all the stuff that's coming back a little bit later, but good opportunity for everybody. Next up, we have the campaign Hitten Mitsurugi Road to Mastery. The idea with this one is very similar to the Dragon Ball event, where we had to collect ki in order to create the Spirit Bomb, and you leveled up from you know, just a normal martial artist all the way up to Super Saiyan 3. In this case, you are collecting Swordsman Spirit Points, which you will use to learn all the different techniques of Hitten Mitsurugi Ryu. Not all the techniques, obviously. If you look at the wiki, you'll see there are a lot of them, but pretty much all of them, a lot of the foundational ones and the important ones from the story. We learn all of those, and you work your way up to get to Amekakeru Ryu no Hirameki, which is the special final technique, secret technique of the style. And you can get choice ticket fragments, rubies, and a special stamp by doing all of these. You can see that all down here. That's the important ones. Now, I will point out something. Unlike normally, because these missions are very similar to the Dragon Ball one, but there is a key difference, and that is in the Dragon Ball one, while they did have you max out the skill level of a legend summon, it wasn't the legend summon that was tied to the Unity battle. It was the other one that you could just get from beating the stage. The stage wasn't that difficult. In this case, you will need to max out the legend summon. I'm trying to find it. There we go. The new generation legend summon, which is tied to the Unity battle. You need to max out. You need to get that to level 10 in order to clear all these missions. And I assume, well, I mean, you will have to clear all these missions to unlock the last slot, which is 4 choice ticket fragments. So bear that in mind, because typically speaking, that does take a lot of farming, and some people don't really do the Unity battles that much. And I get it, because it's a huge time sink But yeah, just bear that in mind. You wanted to get that to level 10. You're gonna have to do quite a lot of the Unity battle to get that to level 10. But all the rest of the missions, I would say, fairly straightforward. They're not expecting you to max out Enishi. Just a lot of the standard stuff, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I don't mind campaigns like this, except they are a pain in the ass to type out. Then we have our daily stage, very straightforward stuff. We're gonna get like ticket for the romance story gacha and some rubies from clearing missions for this event, but the missions are all just clear the event, so just clear it every day and you'll get bonuses. All good. Then we have the Legend of Kenshin. It says specifically this is an event for beginners. It says, like, on the banner image, it says like beginners start here, because it's trying to tell you the story of Rurouni Kenshin, and you fight against like all of the iconic opponents throughout the story, and it shows you some panels from the story, which I think is pretty cool. And you also get copies of characters as you go along. The first, like, you know, if you fight Jinchu, you'll get a copy of him. Only one copy, one luck, whatever. But then that's your starting point if you're a beginner, and then you can go and max luck those characters from their respective stages. Pretty cool. I will point out though, there are some rewards on here that you might want, even if you're not a beginner. So it might be worth blitzing through. I don't think it's going to cost a lot of stamina. And worst case scenario, you get some like one luck copies of some farmable units and just sell them and get some event droplets. It's fine. So probably worth everybody doing that, but if you don't have time, I don't suppose it matters too much. Then we have the Binding Forest Remembrance. Now this is one of the first things I got very wrong, and that is, I thought that Tomoe would be a legend summon. I was wrong. It appears she is an actual unit, and it's a bit strange. It's a bit strange because I know we do have characters that are very much not combatants in any way, shape or form in the game, but Tomoe is like, I don't know, it's just so much further away from like from an actual fighter. I mean, basically all she does is die. I don't know. I've got kind of a warped view of this arc, because when I read it, it was just kind of like, okay, whatever, that happened. It took up so many chapters, and I was just like, I don't care about this character at all. I think you're supposed to, though. But she's here, and you can... I was right about the perfume. Let's go. It's a different event. The event's entirely different, but I got that right at least. So you collect the perfume, and you trade that in at the store for rewards, including jewels, tickets, etc. And you can get Tomoe Yukishiro from the store. So pretty cool. Get her to max luck. And the drop rates, oh, this is so silly. I saw someone point this out on Twitter. Look, they have put a limited. They have put Hiko Seijiro at 25% boost. Bear in mind, there are free-to-play units down here with 50% boost, and Hiko Seijiro has 25. That is a shame. And Hajime Saito also at 25 for some reason. I guess Aoshi and Kenshin as well. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, people might still actually pull for those two, especially because they're on banner images, so I don't really get it. I don't really get it. But obviously the big boosters are going to be these at the top, and interestingly, Sanosuke only 100%, while Misao and Saito are 150. Don't know what that's about. As far as I know, Sanosuke doesn't counter anything except the Transcendent class event. So, what the fuck? What the fuck? But yeah, that's your boost, and that's a quick look at the characters. So just bear that in mind when you're building your team. Then we have our first Transcendent class event. Sadly, one of my big predictions for this event, that there would be two versions of Yahiko, has been flipped up, switch reversed to 0 versions of Yahiko. But the guy he fought in that one fight that I predicted wouldn't be added to the game, because it was far less important than the other fight Yahiko was in, he did get added. So we have Hyoko Otowa. and he's there. I guess he's there. Like, I guess the fight with Yahiko is like a cool moment, but they didn't even add a new Yahiko. They didn't even add a new Yahiko, so I don't know. That was one of the strange choices for me. One of the other things you'll notice as we're going down is a lot of the events start almost immediately. The Binding Forest one starts almost immediately. Start the event. It is immediately. Start the event. Then Hyoko will also be there from day one of the event. Second the event drops, he will be there. Then we have Enishi, who is our catastrophe, as expected. Looks very good. I've seen 700 people make the joke that we finally have our favorite boy from Jujutsu Kaisen in the game. But, you know, it is what it is. We have Enishi. There he is. And, yeah, he drops day 2 of the event. So... So he drops day 2, so you've already got these 2 stages to farm day 1. That's probably where all your stamina is going to go if you have any overflow. You might max one of these day 1 unless you're going to do co-op, and then you'll probably max both. But if you're going to do co-op anyway, you're going to max everything way faster, so that's your choice, because I can't be bothered with co-op at all. It's so long. So I'm probably just going to use the leftover stamina to max maybe Tomoe if possible. But bear in mind, this event is going on for a long time. It's going on throughout the event up to the 28th, which is the end of the event, and it gets a store restock on the 19th and the 22nd. And if it's anything like the event in this Yu-Gi-Oh! Feature Festival, you're gonna have to use a fuckload of stamina to get all of the goodies in the store. So again, could be a co-op job. Could well be a co-op job if you can be bothered. But Enishi, day 2 of the event, very nice aura costume, very nice. And then we have Banjin Inui, again another character I did not predict getting in. I kind of said that him and Hyoko probably weren't going to be chosen, just because all in all, really, like, they do face off against Yahiko and Sanosuke respectively, but it's just kind of like not like the arc just moves on after that, you know? Like, it's like, okay, yes, but Enishi. That's the main thing, you know? But I get it. I mean, it's a long arc. It is a long arc, so it makes sense to add them. The sprites look very good. These 2, incidentally, have their own little special auras that come up in their win celebration, which I thought was quite cool. I can appreciate the effort being put in. And I mean, all the sprites... I mean, you'll see the sprites on the screen right now of Kenshin and Enishi. They look very good. They do look very good, so cool. It's cool. And that starts on the 16th. But again, you can have a lot of farming in a very short period of time. Now, there is a reason for that we'll talk about a little bit later. But this is not anywhere near as spread out as some of the other events we've had. And we have had some complaints, I would say, from people in the community about the pacing of events for a very long time. And this is going to be one of the weirdest events for pacing, because the events just... By the time we hit the 16th, you'll have 4 different farmable units already available in the space of 2 days. So that's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. This event is a little bit different, however. This is the Hitten Mitsurugi Challenge. It seems like the idea with this stage is you'll have like a event grade stage, a hero grade stage, and a limited grade stage. So the event obviously being the event version of Kenshin, then the hero version of Kenshin in the Gacha, and then the limited Hiko Seijiro. And the idea being, this is Kenshin as a kid, so he's not a master of Hitten Mitsurugi Ryu yet. But then we've got Kenshin a little bit later, after he's mastered... I think he's mastered it at this point, but you know, it's not his limited version. But then Hiko Seijiro at the end, the master, the guy who trained Kenshin. And the idea is the rainbow door will be tied to Hiko, the gold door will be tied to this Kenshin, silver door tied to this Kenshin. And I think you just clear it and you get those rewards from clearing it, and then you can clear multiple times, 3 times a day, in order to get additional scrolls dropped. So, good chance to maybe limit break some characters, and a good chance to maybe level up the skills of some characters. Full event, again, starts on the 18th, 2 days after this one. And it's not really, strictly speaking, a farmable event. So it's a little bit odd because you've got your 4 farmables already available. And then 2 days later, this event will drop. And it's just kind of there. And then that's pretty much it. Then it's Unity Battle. And Unity Battle doesn't start until right at the end of the event, the 24th. There's only 4 days left of the event after that. And it does drop a new legend summon. Oh look, it's our all grown up Yahiko, who I said was going to be a unit. How'd that work out for me? But yeah, as I mentioned before, you have to get this to level 10 to finish the event. So I am sorry, but they are expecting you to take part in Unity Battle this time, which is for some going to be a pain, because I know a lot of people don't want to put the effort in, but want the rewards, you gotta do it. It's always worth doing a decent amount of runs anyway to get some rubies and some goodies, but I know some people that aren't willing to go to the free mill. I definitely know lots of people that aren't willing to go beyond that, but you know, it is what it is. And then we've got the returning events. Now the returning events, other than Jinne, all add something new, which is cool. The first thing is the half stamina on the Wielders of Katsujin Ken event. So like I said before, bringing this event back properly, because we are getting Kaoru and Yahiko's Evolver stage at a half stamina, an opportunity for anybody that's missed it to evolve them. You're going to be getting lots of Kenshin tickets and lots of the new Kenshin tickets, the romance story tickets, and you will be able to summon with those, and anything you get that's not a 5-star is going to be one of those two. So this is an opportunity to get their luck up, get their skill up, evolve them to 6-star if you haven't already. So very good for players that have missed out on that. Then we have the Sword Hunter Cho returning, and this stage with the boost you can actually get quite a few of these swords just from doing the top difficulty stage. So I would recommend at least doing that each day. It only costs 1 stamina. Just put in your boosted characters, do the run, and then whatever you've got left over, just spend it in the store. If you haven't already maxed in, probably go and do that. But if you have, there's some goodies in there. There's some goodies in there you can get pretty cheaply just by clearing that top stage each day. So I definitely recommend doing that. Remember, half stamina if you have missed out on maxing him. Worth mentioning. Then we have the evolvers for Megumi Takani. Now, I'm not too sure if it's actually possible to max her out anymore, because I'm pretty sure you got copies of her from Unity Battle before. So unless they're doing that again, which is very possible, and I'm all for it because it means everybody that's already maxed her gets a bunch of event droplets, and everybody that didn't max her can now max her. That'd be great. But you will at least be able to get 1 copy from clearing the prologue stage, and then you'll be able to farm the antidote kit to max her out. So that's cool. And again, half stamina consumption. So all these returning events, half stamina consumption, pretty nice. But that's not all, because all of these catastrophe class events, technically one of these is an ultimate, but you know, they are returning with stamina boost, and it specifically says stamina boost that will be available not just this time it returns, but subsequent times it returns in the future, it will have stamina boost. So this seems like this is how it's going to be added to events going forward, and I'm all for it. And an opportunity to get some of these units if you have missed out on them, which is cool. I don't think this catastrophe stage comes back that often. All the others I think do, but I think this one doesn't. So if you haven't beaten this, good opportunity to do so. Then we have the tower boost, and I don't need to tell you how most people feel about tower boosts, because it does become quite a troublesome week in tower. But we do have an update to tower that we'll talk about when we get further down the post. But yes, don't forget to bring your Kenshin characters along from the 21st. Then our limited 2-stage Amekakuru Ryuno Hirameki Kenshin Himura. And very nice sprite, as I mentioned before, very nice sprite. And we'll talk more about the units in the batch review, but he's a limited character, and his kit is pretty good. It's pretty good. 9 multis worth, that's debatable. That's up to you. You just had one of the best blue units in the game reprinted. Maybe we'll, you know, maybe he's better. First, I'd say Bobo Pachinosuke is pretty good, but as with all limiteds, he has his upsides. He has his upsides. Then we have the standard gacha. Very nice promo image. Very nice. And this is the weirdest standard gacha we've had in quite some time, because none of them counter the catastrophe stage. None of them. They're not even the right type to counter it. That's weird. But all of these units good in their own way. Some more so than others, but you know, it is what it is. But I love the sprites. I think the sprites are good. I think the first thing a lot of people might notice is Sanosuke being the wrong Sanosuke. If you read his kit and you look at his sprite, it's very clear this is Sanosuke from the fight against Anji, which happens in the Shishio Makoto arc, so don't know what he's doing here. One of his skills is called, like, man carrying the mark of evil on his back, and this is specifically Sanosuke whipping his jacket off so that he no longer has that mark on his back, and therefore on the sprite doesn't have the mark on his back. Cool. It's a nitpicking little thing, and I think the sprite looks really good. I'm not trying to hate on him at all. It's just funny to me. It just is. We're still not 100% sure on these rate ups. I have put down rate ups that I think are going to be there. I probably should just put to be announced or whatever. The only one we know for sure is this gacha they've already announced, but for B and C they haven't announced the rate ups. But I think it is just Aoshi and Kenshin on all of them, so it's fine. The important thing is on the 5th multi you do get Misao, and same going down. And again, Misao, as much as she 100% deserves to be a gacha unit, as much as she 100% deserves to be in the game, she does basically fuck all in this arc. So interesting that she's gacha, I guess. But again, she was in my predictions to be gacha, so I can't really complain, and I'm not complaining. But again, weird choices for the gacha. Weird choices. The final weird choice being Shinsengumi 3rd Division leader Hajime Saito. Now, they did say this is a Jinchu / Remembrance arc, and this version of the character does show up in Remembrance. So technically, fair enough. But he also didn't do anything. He had like a couple of moments of like talking, and then everything cool he would have done was done off screen. And all his quotes and stuff here are like references to stuff he did at other points in the series. And then this one at the top, I don't even know what this is. It's nowhere on the wiki. I don't know what it is. Gatotsu, we know, is his special attack. Cooperation, I'm assuming it's either like cooperation as in like a culmination, like it's all of the different Gatotsu working together at once, but that doesn't make any sense. Or he's doing it alongside somebody, which again didn't happen in the manga, so no fucking idea. no idea. But a cool sprite nonetheless, it must be said. And then we have the defeat gacha, which under no circumstances should you summon on. As always, not good. Not good to summon on. This one could be quite tempting. I could definitely see how this one would be a little bit tempting, but just don't do it. Just don't do it. No, neither of these are worth summoning on. Don't do it. Hiko Seijiro returns though, if you're interested in summoning for him. He's definitely one of my favourite characters from the series, but at this point I think I'm beyond summoning for him. If he happens to turn up at some point, that's cool, but I don't think I'm going to go for him. And then we have Kenshin's birthday limited gacha. I don't have Kenshin, so this is great that this is coming back. Just like the Yugi event, really appreciate it. Because for his birthday, he will be coming back and his first multi will be free. And the 9th multi will give you Kenshin. So I'll definitely be doing the first multi, I can tell you that for sure. And that'll be from the 20th up until the end of the event. See, the birthday banners used to only come back for 24 hours. They have changed that so it takes up a portion of the event, and I think that's much cooler. Highly recommend them doing more of that in the future. And then we have the ticket packs, which we've you know, we love the ticket packs. This ticket pack, we love this ticket pack because it's so much cheaper and it guarantees you one of the 3 new 5-star units. And then beyond that, if you don't want to take part in the event, I think this is the best thing to do. 1960 yen, not that expensive. You get 450 rubies of 3 of these tickets, one of them guaranteeing you one of these 3 units. I can't really complain about that, and I almost always buy these because they're pretty damn cheap compared to everything else. If you look at how much this one is, 4,900 yen, and you only get an additional, what, 300 rubies? Yeah, you get the jewels and you get all this other stuff, but it's just stuff, you know. Gacha units is the real prize here, and that's expensive for me. And then we're moving on to other stuff. Now, the first thing in other stuff is the Rank Dash update. And now this Rank Dash update will be live from the 17th. And the Rank Dash packs, as you can see, the banners have been renewed. They include characters from 2020 in them now. They include those before. I guess they didn't include 2020 characters before. So an opportunity to add some to your account, I guess. They are cheap. 120 yen for 100 rubies and 2 5-stars. 2 6-stars technically, and then 3 6-stars and then 4 6-stars. Again, all 120 yen. That's like $1. It's not a lot. Again, not encouraging spending, but if you do spend on the game, it's one of the better packs to spend on. And then these, again, one of the better packs to spend on. You don't have the luxury of a choice of a limited, but you do get a random limited from a select pool. And the pools have all been updated since last time. 500 rubies and a guaranteed limited from this pool. And you have the 150 one, which is even bigger pool. And then the 200 one, which goes all the way, as far as I can see, goes all the way up to the end of 2020. Very good units in there. Some very good units in there that a lot of people will want. They're pretty cool. I'll probably buy them. I probably shouldn't because the limited packs are quite risky. I could end up with all my on all 3 and then I'll just, you know, delete my account. But you could get lucky. You could get lucky. You never know. And if you're new and you want to spend and you're like, yo, I want to spend, but I don't know what to spend on, this is not a bad option. Then again, if you're new, you're not going to have the 200 rank to buy the 200 rank pack, but you might be able to buy the 100 or the 150. Then next up, we have some filthy pay-to-win nonsense. The end of the month superstar gacha. Now, this seems to be a recurring gacha. Something that's going to happen in the future at the end of every month. And we don't have the full information, but it appears what we can see from the flavor text. On the 3rd multi, we'll get a guaranteed 5-star, and on the 4th multi, you will get a guaranteed limited choice ticket fragment. Like 10 of those, you choose a limited from this gacha here. So I guess that's like it's sort of like a pity system, because you know, this gacha is probably going to have a better pool than this gacha, but you'll be able to choose who you want from this one. Whereas with this one, if you get a limited, you might just get this gacha anyway. Someone from a lesser pool anyway. You're not guaranteed to get someone good, so it's interesting. I don't see myself summoning on it, but I mean, I would need a bit more information, because there might be more discounts, there might be more steps that we don't know about. We just have to wait and see. But at the moment, it's looking like a bit of a pay-to-win mess for me. But it's okay. I mean, they can offer these things, and then it's just like, if you want to do it, then do it. And if you don't, then well, don't. So it's fine. It's fine. Then we have this new 10-step ticket pack, which gives you 100 10-step tickets, which is technically 10 multis. And those 10 multis each having 1 guaranteed 5-star in them. It's actually much more tedious than that, because you're going to have to do 100 single summons, but it is the equivalent of that. And, you know, you could get lucky and get more than 10 5-stars out of that. And you get 100 rubies for 4,900 yen. The value's sort of there, but honest to God, the amount of time you have to put in to summon on the 10-step tickets when you have more than, like, 1, I couldn't be bothered. There's no way I'm buying this. Someone might, Someone might enjoy it, and that might be, heck, you might even buy this and then wait until the pool update, like next February or whatever, and you'll have loads of tickets, loads of guaranteed 5 stars, loads of summons. But for me, garbage. I don't want it. Yeah, I don't want it. Then we have another ticket pack. You see these quite often, but it's normally only buy it 3 times. They've upgraded that. You can buy it 4 times now. 4,900 yen for 1,000 rubies, and a choice ticket that includes 2021 characters. Again, probably not going to buy it. 900 yen is a bit too spicy for me. But you know what? Somebody might have missed out on a character earlier this year, and they'll be thinking, this is my opportunity to get them without having to wait. If that's how you think, then this might be the pack for you, and I'm sure people must buy it, otherwise they wouldn't have upgraded it from 3 to 4. So you do you. You do you. And then we have the Mystery 100 Event Countdown Special Pack. A little bit cheaper, 1840 yen for 375 rubies, and a jewel of each kind, and a guaranteed 5-star ticket. And this jewel of each kind, whenever they put this here, there might be other additional rewards. If you look up back here, it has that there, the jewel of each kind, but you actually get the jewel of each kind, and then you get all this other stuff. So it's possible that there's other stuff in there. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But for 1840 yen, the value's better, I think. Obviously, it's not a choice ticket, so you could just get garbage. It doesn't go up to 2021, it only goes up to 2020. I'm probably not going to buy it, but again, it might tickle your fancy. Now, this the Mystery 100 event. So what we mean when we're talking about that is there is an event. They gave us a hint that this event in between Kenshin and I actually can't remember what comes after the 100 event, but this event that comes after Kenshin is going to be an event with the hint 100. That's all they've told us. And it's, you've got the countdown gacha here, and every time we've had these countdown gacha, I think every time we've had these countdown gacha, but pretty much every time we've had these countdown gacha, it has been because it is counting down to an ensemble event, meaning it's going to have characters from a number of different series in a big festival. So that's cool, and a lot of people have been looking forward to this, anticipating this, writing their theories and their suggestions on what this may be. And as you know, I like to write a theory or two, and my theories are almost always wrong. But in this case, I feel like most people, generally speaking, are in agreement that event will be about the 100th series. And I've talked about this before, I'm sure I have, but the 100th series, technically, as they appear in game, is We Never Learn. However, that is only if you count each JoJo part as its own individual series. If you do not, and you just say JoJo is JoJo, and it's one series, that means there are 4 more slots for new series. I would suggest either it is one of 2 things. Either 1, it is to celebrate we have reached 100 series, and it's just going to be a random ensemble event, and the 100th series they're going to say is We Never Learn, and they're not going to add anything new series, they're just going to add new characters from existing series. Option B, and I think most people are hoping it'll be option B, is that we're going to get 4 new series in the game, and it will be to celebrate 100 series from Weekly Shonen Jump being in a game. 100 unique series from Weekly Shonen Jump being in a game. Potentially it's another one of those world record things. They did that Guinness World Record for the most unique characters in the game or whatever from a comic book franchise. So this could be, again, this could be Guinness World Record or something along those lines. But it could at least be a celebration to add those 4 more series. Anyway, these are the countdown gacha to that. You might be tempted to summon on, and I wouldn't really blame you. But I typically avoid these gacha like the plague, unless they happen to do a free multi on these, which they occasionally do, but this time they have not. So these banners are not quite as tempting as they normally are with the lineups that they have for me. But there might be one that you're missing that you're very tempted for. I could see how some people would be tempted by this gacha here, or I mean, any of them, all of them have some sort of upside, but you know. So the 100 event, we have a feeling, based on the information that we have, countdown to this event starting the 24th. So we'll be expecting teasers around the 24th, but the data download should be starting around the 25th. So I have a feeling they're going to maybe tweak things to how they normally do it. Because if that is the case and they do drop the data download on the 25th, then we're going to see everything early. And I don't think they normally care when it's a feature festival, because it's like, you already know it's Kenshin. You already know it's a Kenshin event. What could you possibly see in there that's like going to be held as a surprise, you know? Maybe some of the characters are surprising, but we've already told you what arc we're doing, you know? In this case, they haven't told us anything, just a theme. So anything they were keeping as a surprise would be spoiled in that data download. So it might change the dates up on this a little bit, but typically these gacha up here run for 1 day each in the 4 days counting down to the event. So we'd expect the countdown to start 4 days before the event, roughly, give or take. As I've said here, the popular theory is it's to celebrate 100 series being added, and about the JoJo's and so on and so forth. And this event is going to be starting on the 28th of June at 3 PM JST. So, lots of theories about this. I'm going to do a whole video on my theory on what this event's going to be, as I try to do predictions for this Kenshin one. I know my theories quite often are wrong, but that's part of the fun. It's part of the fun. But a lot of people hoping, could this be the time for Chainsaw Man, for Jujutsu Kaisen, for Slam Dunk, for any of these series that feel like they are glaring omissions from the game? Could this be their opportunity to be added? And the answer is, you know what? Maybe. But for now, I'll save the talking about that for another video. Another thing is, we can see in the game's calendar, mess around with your phone's dates, you can see that basically all the Evolver and Legend Summon stages from the past will be returning from the 25th until the 16th. Now, they did say that they were going to do something like this. They didn't really explain how it was going to be implemented, but it does look like they're just all straight up returning for the space of like 3 weeks. And everything except Piccolo's stage is going to run for almost the entirety of that 3 weeks. And you can get all your Evolvers and stuff. And I think they were all half stamina as well. I could be wrong, but I think they were all half stamina as well. So a good opportunity to evolve those characters, max out those characters, and those legend summons. Potentially saving you some effort later down the line. And the tower updates from the 14th, which is today. We will be getting a ×4 speed option in tower. I think everybody is very relieved about that. I think everybody is very relieved about that. They did say this was coming soon, and well, there you go. And then finally, upcoming Super Dimensional Battle update, question mark. These tickets are designed very similarly to the tower tickets. And I suggest here, potentially this means that they're going to give us the opportunity to choose who we're fighting in tower. Maybe there's multiple bosses and you choose who you want to fight based on which one you have the best team for in terms of type advantage or in terms of boosted characters or whatever. Or maybe you have one that you feel like you can get a higher score on or something like that. Or maybe this is just their way of giving us more attempts to do it each day. I don't know, but it's there. Whatever it is, it's there. And yeah, that's about it for this video. As always, I've left this the link to this in the description for the news post and for Ko-fi if you do want to support the channel. We actually do have a Discord integration thing for that now that integrates with the main Jumputi Heroes Discord. So you can get like roles. If you support us on Ko-fi, you can get a role in Discord. Pretty cool. So anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the batch review, I guess. In the batch review. Goodbye.